Market Vitals. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessmen, they drink my wine, Matt. Plowmen dig my earth. HFR from the floor. Miss Trade still canceled. Laura Loomer, you never went and disrupted a hearing in Congress.
No,
you never did that.
All I did is retweet people that have been put back on. So
hey, the recording is paused. How about you unpause the recording? Let's have the recording. Recording in progress. Thank you, G. Market Vitals is the show. MarketVitals.io is the website. Amazon.com Shrimp Mojo is where you should go buy the best Cajun spice on the planet. Matt, there's a whole lot to unpack today. It's such a great thing to have these pit conversations every day when trading slows down, and we can share recipes, we can share exercises. How about we exercise our thought process, Matt?
Well,
this didn't take long.
The exercise that you've been working on, and I got some video of it before you go there. Let me just show people. Which you're amazing when you do this. Like, this is pretty.
That's the new stepper climber with the weight bench on it.
That is what crypto going during COVID. That guy.
That is fantastic. Matt, this didn't take long. Out of the portal, Colorado QB Owen McCowan enters transfer portal as Deion's son is coming with him to Colorado. So he's not finding the love anymore in the Rocky Mountain highs. So he gone, one of the 1,000 in the portal. And then this I did not see coming. Please explain this to me, Matt. It says breaking Stanford football captain Ricky Mason, former number 1 lacrosse recruit in the 18 class, tells Insider Lacrosse that he's returning to the sport in 2023 and in the portal as a grad student. 6'3", 245 linebacker on the football field. That seems like a wrecking ball on a lacrosse pitch.
Well, there's been a couple guys like that. The Duke star a few years ago was similar. He was 6'5", he was 250. Mitty, which is the offensive player. This kid was the same. I mean, he was a monster, and he had a chance to go play football at Stanford. Can't blame him. But now he wants to come back to his roots and play a little lacrosse. Can't blame him. He got his degree from Stanford with all the kooky libs out there at that university. Now he gets to go play lacrosse and smash some people and score some goals. I love it.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and then he'll probably parlay that into a pro career in both football. He'll play for Belichick because he loves the lacrosse guys, and then he'll also play some PLL in the summer.
Keeping in shape, I love it.
Keep them in shape. Football coaches love that about lacrosse. Keeps them lean and mean.
Hey, Matt, you shared this. Jared Goff. I talked about it yesterday. He's better than Stafford this year.
Well, sure. You said it, and then the NFL comes out with the stats, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers, more TDs than Brady, fewer interceptions than Mahomes, higher passer TD to interception rating than Josh Allen, higher passing rating than Justin Herbert. He likes to say it. I think he's more of a French guy myself. But
Justine Hebert.
Other than the onesie uniforms for Detroit, other than the Lululemon uniform.
Which, do you have a onesie? Do you have Lululemon bottoms on with your new Lions?
I have nothing on the bottom right now, Matt, and that's how I roll every day. Twitter blue balls. More than you wanted to hear, I'm sure.
On a side pocket note, the Rams will be starting Baker Mayfield this weekend because, why not?
No, the Rams are playing tonight. Well, Raiders, Rams tonight.
And Baker Mayfield is starting.
Unreal. All right, man, we got to talk markets. And
I think his wife might be finally happy because they started out in Cleveland, went to Charlotte. She was happier. Now they're in LA. She's definitely an LA girl. So just saying.
All right, man. Listen.
Now maybe her social media can really take off in LA, and they can really, get down to it.
Matt, little known fact. That's me in the OJ pit with the great OJ traders from 1983.
And Sam Bankman was there too. Look over.
Yeah, Sam Bankman's right behind me. He was a third.
His twin brother is to the left too. Like that is weird.
Anyway, we got to talk.
So you're involved with SBF too. I knew it.
Exactly. HFR in the pit. I had a gold badge back when I was in the OJ pit. Blue badge now. Blue badge. Yeah, exactly. Matt, let me share for a second though, because I want to set this up before we share the chart. And I keep talking about this guy, Matt. If you don't follow him, Heinrich Leopold Heinrich, and he shared this website, wxcharts.com. And this is satellite imagery from directly above the North Pole. So we're down here, right? And it just going forward here in December, he's been talking about this thing collapsing, not quite to Florida yet, but for sure, us in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to be cold, baby. Cold. Look at this. 20, 30 below. And this is, this is Celsius. So we're going to get down to the 10 single digits, maybe zeros Fahrenheit.
Yeah, 0 to 10.
Florida's still fine. And by the way, the orange juice crop is not affected really until later in the spring. From my farming expertise, which is very limited in orange juice. But Matt, let's bring up the chart because it's
well, we talked about it. We talked about how it was getting close to breaking out of that 194 and with this summer, and we said if it breaks out long and should test that old high 227, bam, done. 30%, that's like a 15% move here. And now I'll go to the short term just so you can see it. But we went parabolic the last couple of days, and Beeks and the orange juice contingent are real happy with that call that we made once again. And here was that 194. We kind of broke out, tested, gave you some time to get in here and get long, and then whoosh to the moon finally. And it's not weather related, like you said. It's actually demand related. There's just not enough juice coming off the lines right now. So,
and I said it on the way in. Who's drinking orange juice? I mean, all the keto people out there are off it, right?
Yeah, but if you put a gallon of that extra pulp in there, I would drink it all day. I love it.
I thought my chest was clear.
And I probably would make it keto by putting a little vanilla ice cream and making it an orange Julius.
Orange Julius. Never liked that joint either. All right, Matt. So a pullback here to that top of value has got to be a great place to at least.
Yeah, well, you've had it. We gave you the trade probably 2 months ago, but just coming back to it again. That's why we point these things out. This was the level 194, and we broke it here. Just here in early October, tested, and then, just hanging around. And then finally, now you exit. Now is when you exit. So we give you the entry above 194. Now we give you the exit, 224. That's a 15% move, basically 18, 16, 17, somewhere in there. That's a home run. That's a home run in orange juice.
OJ. All right. We got the inside information from Beeks, and we'll be sharing it in the.
And if you were lucky enough to buy it down here at 150 into the meat of the profile, good for you.
All right, man. You know what? While we're here and we're talking weather, why don't we talk natty gas? I had a discussion. For me, the natty gas chart looks completely different than the crude chart.
Yeah, they're not tracking together for sure.
Right. So. Natty now out of lower momentum on the daily. That was the $6 area, and I've been talking with people about that area. And Pasha's Ultra Nat Gas 2X BOIL. Have you ever heard it or looked at it?
What is it?
BOIL.
Oil?
No, it's a natty gas.
Is that a ETF for natty gas?
Yes, I believe so. A 2X.
Yeah, UNGs. Yeah, this is because one's not enough. We got 2X, right? Okay.
take a look at it. That's how we roll here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And UNG is another one if folks want to look at the more traditional single. But again, yeah, the 60 level, which was probably parlayed into that, $8-9 level. And then
Right
all
on.
the way up to 30
Right.
looks like, and traded down to 30. And now watch out. In the hole, looks like it's going to go to 35 at least. Then you get into the meat all the way up to 44. Yeah, it looks bullish, Bob. I mean, solid bottom in here. Any dips, of course, you want to add to the position, but this thing looks like it's up 7% today. So, but Natty's
be
up
careful on these multiple leveraged products.
Well, again, just like trading the natural gas itself, be careful. Natural gas is also up 6% today. So, again, I was buying it earlier this week in the 550 range, get down to 530, and now sitting at 6. So again, up 10% from where I bought in the 550 range down in here in that hole. And I don't know. This to me again looks like it wants to at least get up to 630, and then again, I think every dip that comes into natural gas, you want to keep buying right now because winter is still 2 weeks away.
It is 2 weeks away, Matt, and we're going to transition here into our segment that we do every day. It's we're going to the store.
Well, and by the way, oil, went from 70, you got down to 72 again, and then it shot up to 76, back down to 72s right now. So very volatile action in crude. And I think a lot of that is just like kind of this end of year narrative painting by the Biden administration, whatever they can do to keep it down here. Gas here, I saw at Arco yesterday was $3.60 a gallon. I haven't seen anything. I mean, and then some of the stations are so slow over here on the west side where the customers don't look at price. Still $4.50 over at the Sinclair over there. So, but for the price sensitive buyer, you're starting to see major drops. But and again, the holidays coming up, they got to set it up like that. But crude. Crazy move up to 75.40, which yesterday's low or high, excuse me, and then right back down. So again, if you're trading, this is fantastic because you want to buy it again down here at 72.20, went down to 71, right? So I don't know. This thing is really oversold again. Below this level, you have 60. So again, it gets below 70, it points to 60. Everybody is bearish now. Everybody is bearish oil. So this would be about the time where I think we would pause and stop. We don't have more oil. We have less oil. So this is demand driven for sure. But, again, this is such a big base here that it's just not, this was easy to come back to where we are now. That was the easy move. Now it's not just going to whoosh through. So everybody that's piling on here, I think is going to be wrong. But time will tell.
Well, I mean, at some point, the especially the Northeast, the demand's got to go through the roof for heating oil.
Yep.
You would think
which this is not heating oil. We could look at.
No, I know, but it's still. Hey, you know what? Why don't we do that? Look, do you have heating oil? Why you do that, Matt? Why you do that? I want to talk absolute horseshit. We talk it every day. What stands out for you to be the biggest thing that you shake your head at? And apparently there's a lot of people ruffled about this. Jason Whitlock saying, help me wrap my head around this. A Griner for death trade feels like one of the lowest points in U.S. foreign policy history, or am I exaggerating? Give me some perspective. What compares?
He meant Bay of Pigs there, obviously. But
right, exactly. And then I've heard, several athletic trade situations, but
I've seen a number of athletes tweet that I will never vote for Biden when you're leaving our military that we put over there and put in harm's way, and get caught for being a spy because he was selling weapons, which we directed him to. So that's our guy, and the fact but that goes along with how Biden thinks about the military. He's never talked about the Space Force, which is like overriding everything. And his entire two years in office, he's never mentioned the Space Force. I find that interesting. I have a lot of questions about that too, because why did Trump talk about this new Space Force all the time? Biden never talks about it. So it makes you go,
Hey man, I
least.
put it into the AI engine. We like playing with Night Cafe Studio,
Yep.
and I just put in, I'll trade you a basketball for a rocket launcher. The AI doesn't get the English language very good unless that's a foreign language that I don't know. So that one's not that good. Again, I don't know what's going on with I don't know what's going on with their inability, but this one I think takes the day.
Well, it's Chinese or it's English to Chinese, and that AI that's not converting very well.
This one actually,
A lot of things in the Chinese language don't convert to English and vice versa. So your Chinese AI is not so good.
all right, you could. This one actually I thought was pretty fun though. The basketball on sort of a rocket launcher tripod.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's not any price discovery here, really. It's just it's our absolute horse shit.
You do know that
Segment.
we're looking at your home screen. Not, I don't think that it's like a server farm that we're looking at.
Oh, really? Son of a bitch. Hold on a second.
So I'm sure it's great, but we're looking
That
at a
is
server
so
farm.
terrible. That is so terrible. This is what I wanted to look at. This is it. This was the AI. I'll trade you a basketball for a rocket launcher. And so like the English doesn't come through with the AI. They're obviously having a conversation. I just don't know what the conversation is. Again, tough. It's a tough one. Well, I totally blew that segment. Thanks for sharing, Bob. Thanks for sharing.
It also interesting that TikTok now has been canceled in South Dakota, Texas now canceled it with their state employees cannot have TikTok on their phones. Trump said well before he left that TikTok is the bane of all evil into Chinese tapping into your phones. I think that's interesting.
Well, it's not. It's even worse than that, though.
No, but it's just starting to get. It hasn't even gotten picked up. It won't. It won't get picked up until whenever. But and then it's just fascinating. I have a lot of questions and I keep asking them. That's all I can do is ask the questions.
Man, I'm trying to. You see that? Did you see that? Nobody else saw it, but I saw it. All right, we got to talk to markets, and this for sure at some point has to drive conversation. It's a shitty graphic here. I apologize for that, but you can definitely see the spread here, and its credit card debt hits all-time high, just as U.S. savings rate plummets to 17-year low.
And by the way, that low is below the 08-09 years, right there in the red. Yeah, on the left.
Exactly.
And how much have we gone up above the credit card debt in 2008-09? And I'm assuming credit card revolving debt also includes mortgage debt, I would imagine, but I'm not sure. It's a revolving. I've got to imagine HELOCs are in there because it was so high. The HELOCs were so high in 28 and 29 that number is actually included in there. And we don't
08-09.
In 08-09, and we don't have the same HELOC situation that we had then. So it's a totally different world, right? People had to put down 20 to 40% in most of these housing things, especially from like 2012 to 16. Like those people are safe, right? They got in 4% down to 0%. And so, but if they're now building up the credit card debt and they can't take a HELOC, this is what's happening. The credit card debt is growing much faster because the debt and the interest rates are so much higher. So it's going to go parabolic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it is, right?
That.
That's the different thing that I think people don't think about, that, this revolving debt on the credit card side is, coming in at 22% versus 5 or 6 on the HELOC. So that's probably why. And that's why I said, what's that difference between that level there on the 28-09, 2008?
My graphic's just as bad as yours. I apologize.
That's okay.
Anyway, it does not.
It's interesting. It's very
interesting. For sure. Because the credit card debt can't just go on forever. At some point, you're locked out. You're maxed out.
Yep.
So if purchases are being driven by increased debt, that's going to zero. Then nobody's buying anything because they got no more room on their credit cards.
Right. They are.
Let's look at some market activity here, Matt. Du jour. SPOOs, bonds, NASI.
Well, bonds we talked about yesterday. We can start there because I think the bonds curiously have been, and we'll look at the ZB today, but they've been going through the moon because of, this thought that the Fed is going to start cutting next week, and they're not going to start cutting. So I think there's, we're going to have to disappoint some people that have been chasing the bonds up here. We hit 132, trading down to 131. So a little give back here, not much. And again, this is looking back to mid-October when we called the bottom in the equities and all things. So we're at the end of that 2 month. We've been on 2 month cycles here for the last 6 to 8. And that's why I'm going to stick with it until it breaks. And what do I mean by that? Well, we've been going up and down, especially in the SPOs. And let me bring up the SPO chart just so you can see this. But we have been going up and down, sine waving, higher, lower lows and lower highs is what we have been experiencing. And again, everybody's been waiting for the Santa Claus rally. We've really been stuck for a few weeks now, going nowhere. And this is the SPOs now. And again, this was the high in August down to the low in October, 35.12. And now here we are 2 months again. So 2 months. And by the way, this was 2 months. June to August was 2 months. So you see what I'm talking about here. Very orderly. And it's almost like the Fed has a plan, to do this in little baby steps. And they're trading their own book. You know how it works. And look where we are. We're right to the top of where we thought we'd get, which is, 4150, and possibly, a move up to 4307 to test that. But I don't think we're going to get there. We're running out of time. Next week's the Fed. Next week's CPI. We have PPI tomorrow here. So we have a couple big numbers. And then after next Wednesday, we're done. We're done until January 15th. And then it's like balance your book, tax loss selling, all those games, which if I'm a hedge fund and I'm up 80% back in mid-November, I'm done for the year.
Well,
there's
for
no
sure.
reason. There's no reason to get involved in this shenanigans that goes on at the end of the year. Now, that doesn't mean you can't position your book for the next year, but the next, the first quarter. But that's what I would be doing, and what I, if I were running billions of dollars, that's how I would be positioning. I'm done with this year already, and I'm locking in next year's, future moves. And so that tends to cause some skews, and then the retail and, the tax loss selling, and then the harvesting of any profits you might have, people are going to take too. So winners in this world right now, winners might be sold and losers might be bought, if that makes sense. That's kind of how I see this continuing here into the end of the year. That's what we've been doing the last few months.
Right on. All right, let me share this.
Go ahead.
Because it encapsulates perfectly. Before I get to what I want to share, I have to share this. Andrew McCarthy, he's a do-it-yourself at-homer. He takes the most incredible pictures of the night sky. Hats off to Andrew. That's Mars peeking up over the moon.
Looks like he's got a pinwheel. It looks like he's got a little pinwheel thing that he's working with here.
It's awesome, dude. He takes 1,000 pictures and.
Oh, you know what I mean? The pinwheel with the toilet paper roll. That's what he's taking it with.
I have no idea. He's better than you or I at it, though. And I wanted to come down to here then and share this from Mr. Top Step. Thank you, Danny. And this is a cartoon from the 70s or 80s. And it's showing a night, a guy watching the news at night. And it says, on Wall Street today, news of lower interest rates sent the stock market up. But then the expectation that these rates would be inflationary sent the market down, until the realization that lower rates might stimulate the sluggish economy pushed the market back up, before it ultimately went down for fears of the overheated economy would lead to a reimposition of higher interest rates. It's the ping pong. And I wanted to bring that in to share the chart. Let me go to the chart, Matt. And this is euro dollars. This is DEES euro dollars. So short-term interest rates, 95.23 last year for DEES of this year, right? And then you go out to DEES of next year, and it's 95.32. Like, nobody right now in the market has any idea what's going to happen next year interest rate wise, right? That there's literally no difference between these two prices, 32.23, 32.35. It's not even something that the Fed could do effectively in the pricing. And then when you go out to 24, Matt, It's 96.67, saying by 2024 they will have reduced rates from where they are now. My whole point here is that the interest rate curve will continue to be cloudy for the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. And this is actually I don't have it set up yet, so I won't share it today. I'll share it tomorrow. This DEES 23, DEES 24, that little snippet, that 1 year snippet on the curve is going to be a great trade because nobody knows what the heck's going on or what's going to go on. And trading spreads, you get a benefit on the margin, and you can still get plenty of movement to make or break your year at any time during the year. All right, man, what else do you got? We got a no who care Monday Night Football game tonight, Raiders Rams.
Except it's Thursday night. Who is it?
I mean, Thursday night, yeah.
Rams who?
Raiders Rams.
Oh, I like Raiders, and I'm gonna go watch Baker. Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch that. I mean, we got Michigan's playing Minnesota in basketball at 6:00 too, so we can flip back and forth between the football school who's trying to figure out their all freshman team now. So we can talk about that too.
Right on. All right. Anything else jumping out at you, horseshit wise or otherwise?
Just the whole, again, the crypto kitty come rocket segment, I think is still we're buying time. I think we're buying time here again through the end of the year. So, any thoughts that you have on crypto?
Well, it just continues to amaze me that Jamie Dimon, and maybe he's talking, a bunch of the altcoins, that they're all pet rocks, a term that you use all the way. Yet in the same breath, they're securing.
Wait, Jamie Dimon he stole my pet rock? What?
Yeah, he did. Oh, you missed it.
I've been saying that
at the same time, they're actively pursuing blockchain patents, and so. Crypto and blockchain, and obviously it's a crowded space and there is a lot of fraud, but I'm not sure I'll just leave it at that. I don't think the technology is going away, and how it shakes out I think is going to be very important going forward. Did you see in Nigeria they've limited you from taking $250 a week out of the ATM machine. That's all you can take out because they want you to use their central bank digital currency, which they've already launched.
Right. Yeah.
For me, the battleground is going to be here for a while. Blockchain is going to be the technology, whether it is centralized and controlled blockchain technologies or whether it's decentralized, free blockchain ecosystems that win the day is yet to be seen. But it's insane to me to think that a centralized authority over your money is going to be a great place for freedom and ingenuity going forward. I don't know. That's my thought on it.
Here's what's interesting. We've talked about Bitcoin, the actual BTC, USD. This is the market cap. Okay. This is the crypto market cap. Got up to 1.3 trillion, currently at 325 billion. It's basically like the amount of money we've thrown away in Ukraine so far. So the crypto market has washed out all that money into Zelensky's pocket. I mean, that was $1 trillion that went into somebody's pocket. And this still says to me that we're going to go trade down to about 150 billion market cap, which is that, $3 to $8 or $3 to $8,000 range in Bitcoin. So no matter how you look, no matter how you slice at this, the market cap, the actual price of Bitcoin, they all point to the same thing, which is the cum rocket is crashing.
Wait a second, bring it up because we have cum rocket. You want to talk it?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. We'll talk about you want to talk about Doge? Fine. I mean, the stupidest things out there.
I have no problem seeing it do that, man. But that doesn't pretend, or that doesn't seal the fate of the technology.
Currency. It's just not a currency. We're not now. You're okay. So now you went from it's a currency.
I never said it was. Wait,
hold on. Now here's what it is. We went from it's a currency to now it's a technology, And
No, it's
stop-
always been a technology.
like now it's a buy. Now it's you sound like a holder.
Okay. Okay, man.
You're a
Okay.
holder. Yeah.
It's a
Well,
hodler
it's-
first. If you want to talk the lingo, talk about it correctly. It's a hodler, not a holder. Holder is
I
like,
said holder, hodler, 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 holder.
see that, all right. I can't, it's HOLD. That's the whole pun of the whole thing, you moron.
Hold. I say hold, but it's hodler, whatever you want to call it.
All right. Well, there's plenty of money to be made. Shorten it, Matt. You can short it. It's the
The
price
futures,
discovery is
the
right there.
futures are the only way to do it, but there has been great money to be made. I agree. It's been fantastic. Sell and hold. Sell and hold. You there?
Yeah, dude. I still gotta clear my chest. Know what's going on. All right, that's what we got. Please join us at marketvitals.io. Please share, retweet, restream, plagiarize far and wide. And Amazon.com. I mean, Jeff needs a little bit more money in his pocket, and you need Shrimp Mojo in your kitchen. So please go to Amazon.com and buy some Shrimp Mojo. Thank you very much. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lee.